video.
Larry Cohen was a filmmaker that I have a lot of respect for. He spent his career working primarily outside of the studio system, allowing him the freedom to maintain his creative vision without having to compromise. What he may have lacked in terms of resources, he more than made up for creatively, earning him the title, the King of B-movies. I also love his whatever it takes to get the shot kind of attitude. Screw permits. He just brought along a camera and a small crew and shot wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted. Cohen even admitted to shooting some scenes from the private life of J. Edgar Hoover on FBI locations, even in Hoover's old office without the Bureau's consent. I've reviewed several of his movies on this channel in the past, God Told Me To, for instance, and Return to Salem's Lot, although the less said about that movie, the better. And films he wrote, such as Uncle Sam and the Maniac Cop movies. Go check those videos out. Of all the great films in Cohen's catalog, The Stuff, in my opinion, is his masterpiece. It's part satire of corporate propaganda and greed, and part creature feature about a mysterious and delicious substance that's become a sensation across the nation. And it's called, you guessed it, The Stuff. But when it comes to the stuff, you're not eating it. It's eating you. And its popularity has taken a huge bite out of other snack food brands' bottom line. Enter smooth-talking mercenary Mo Rutherford, an industrial saboteur who's been hired by a group of greedy execs to find out why the public just can't get enough of the stuff. The stuff is a white foamy substance that sometimes looks like yogurt, other times it looks similar to marshmallow cream. But the thing that makes this delicious low-calorie snack so unique is that it's alive. The more people eat, the more control the stuff gains over them, until eventually they become like puppets doing the stuff's bidding and taking out anyone who stands in its way. And each day that passes, more and more people fall under its control. Now it's up to Mo, Chocolate Chip Charlie, a kid named Jason, and marketing exec Nicole to save the entire human race. Or what's left of it. No pressure. One of the things I love about the stuff is the marketing of the product seen throughout the movie. There's flashy commercials with sexy models and celebrity endorsements, and a super catchy jingle boasting, "Enough is never enough of the stuff, of the stuff."
In my opinion, that sucked.
Cohen was inspired by how cigarette brands marketed their product, and how for decades they denied that smoking had any ill effects on health, despite knowing full well that it did. The cast here is splendid. Cohen regular Michael Moriarty brings the perfect dry wit and charm to the character of Mo. They call him Mo, you see, because whenever somebody gives him something, money in particular, he always wants Mo. Garrett Morris, an original SNL cast member, plays Chocolate Chip Charlie, the man behind a cookie empire who's had enough of the stuff stealing his customers. Andrea Markovici plays a marketing executive who's had a major hand in the stuff's success and joins Mo in his endeavor to help bring it all down. Scott Bloom plays young Jason, a kid who desperately tries to warn his family about the stuff after finding it crawling around inside the fridge one night. In fact, he tries to warn an entire supermarket during an amusing scene in which he goes on a rampage, destroying every container of the stuff he can find. But it's Paul Sorvino's turn as the extremist militia leader Colonel Spears that steals the show. One minute he's engaged in a fiery anti-commie rant, the next he's trying to rizz up Nicole. The stuff features some pretty cool practical and mechanical effects. For instance, when the stuff decides to exit its host's body, it's not pretty. Remember how victims of Samara or Sadako looked after she paid them a visit in the ring? It's something like that. We also get a cool scene in which a geyser of the stuff drags a guy up the side of a wall, which kind of reminded me of Tina's demise in the OG Elm Street. There are some wonky optical effects, and the miniatures used for some of the bigger effects involving explosions and whatnot aren't terribly convincing, but they certainly have plenty of B-movie charm. The Stuff is a tremendously fun and surprisingly smart satirical horror film. Actually, it's not that surprising considering that it's a Larry Cohen film. The cast is strong, the dialogue is witty, the effects are cool. I can't recommend it any higher. Thanks to Arrow Video, The Stuff has now oozed its way onto 4K, courtesy of this limited edition release. First, let's take a look at the release itself. This release comes with a slipcase featuring new artwork by Chris Barnes. The sleeve is reversible, featuring original and the newly commissioned artwork. This is a 2-disc release. Disc 1 is the 4K. Disc 2 is a Blu-ray containing an early pre-release cut of the film, featuring over 30 minutes of additional footage and a different music score, exclusively remastered by Arrow Films. And we get an illustrated collector's booklet featuring writing on the film by Joel Harley and a new essay by Daniel Burnett. When it comes to image quality, the stuff is a bit of a mixed bag. There are scenes that look absolutely beautiful in 4K, full of clarity, detail, and vivid colors. And then there are scenes where the grain levels go way up and the clarity nosedives. Luckily, however, there are more of the former than the latter. When it comes to audio, we're treated to the original lossless mono track, which I thought sounded clean and crystal clear. Overall, I'd give the image quality on this release a 4 out of 5 and the audio quality a 4.5 out of 5. When it comes to extras, first up we have Can't Get Enough of the Stuff, a making-of documentary featuring interviews with Larry Cohen, producer Paul Kurta, actress Andrea Marcovici, makeup artist Steve Neal, and critic Kim Newman. It's 52 minutes and 8 seconds in length. Next we have Enough Is Never Enough, featuring previously unseen interviews with Larry Cohen and producer Paul Kurta, originally shot for the 2017 documentary King Cohen. It's 16 minutes and 44 seconds in length. Next, we have 42nd Street Memories, the awesome documentary exploring the history of New York's infamous 42nd Street, which includes interviews with an array of filmmakers, including Larry Cohen. It's 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 45 seconds in length. This is a great documentary. I highly recommend it. We also get the original trailer, the alternate trailer, a TV spot, the Arrow trailer, the King Cohen trailer, and an image gallery, and we get 2 audio commentaries, the first with David Flint and Adrian Smith, and the second with Larry Cohen. This is a beautiful limited edition 4K UHD release for the stuff from Arrow Video. Now, when it comes to whether or not you should upgrade to this 4K from the Blu-ray, that's entirely dependent upon how much you love the stuff. The image quality here is an improvement over the Blu-ray. However, when it comes to new movie-specific extras, the only thing we get here is a new commentary. However, the inclusion of the 42nd Street documentary is a huge plus. And we get the second disc here, which includes the pre-release cut of the movie with all that additional footage. I know that wasn't on the Arrow Blu-ray, but I'm not sure if it was included on any other prior release. That pre-release cut alone should make this release a must if you love the stuff. Let me know your thoughts on the stuff down in the comments section below. And if it's not the stuff, let me know which Larry Cohen film is your favorite while you're down there. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, cheers. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.